Hello students, today we will discuss next topic which has been prescribed into your syllabus by Punjab University Chandigarh. The topic which we are going to discuss today is interview skills, and in this topic we are going to discuss the definition of interview and the process of interview. I repeat, the topic interview skills, and under the discussion of this topic we are going to discuss the definition and the process of interview. So let us begin with the discussion of the topic interview skills. The word interview comes from inter and view. Inter means in between and view means to see. The word interview comes from inter and view. Inter means in between and view means to see. In fact, an interview is a process in which the employer gets an opportunity to see whether the candidate is suitable for the position vacant, and the candidate tries to prove that he or she possesses the desired skills and knowledge. In fact, an interview is a process in which the employer gets an opportunity to see whether the candidate who is appearing in the interview is suitable for the position for which the interview is going to be taken, and the candidate tries to prove that he or she possesses the desired skill and knowledge. The crux of the matter is that your prospective employer is interested in you only if you have the desired skills, qualification, and knowledge. So, in order to get appointed for the job, it is important that you have the desired skills, qualification, and knowledge for that job or post. Therefore, before you appear for an interview, you have to make sure that you possess these. Further, it is crucial that you are well prepared so that you can confidently stake your claims for the slated position. So, in order to get appointed for the job, you have to be well prepared for the interview. In fact, it would be quite worthwhile to understand the whole process of the interview so that you can prepare yourself for all its stages. So, interview comes from two words, inter and view, and which both of these words mean in between and view. And in this process, the employer gets an opportunity or chance to see whether the candidate who is going to be interviewed is suitable for the post or the job, and the candidate uh, tries to prove that he or she possesses the desired skills and knowledge. So, this is the definition of interview. Let us now discuss the process of interview. Even if many of us are not sure of how to perform during an interview, most of us are aware of the process. During the interview process, the employer attempts to determine whether the applicant is suitable for the job or not. In a typical job interview, there is a panel which consists of 3 to 4 people who sit on one side of the table and a candidate who sits on the other side. So, in a job interview, there is a panel who take the interview of the interviewee, and during a job interview, the interviewers ask the candidate questions about his or her job history, personality, work style, and other factors relevant to the job. So the interviewee is questioned by the members of the panel, by the interviewers. They question him or her about the job history, personality, work style, and other factors which are relevant or appropriate to the job. For instance, a few common interview questions are: tell me about yourself, what are your strengths and weaknesses, why should we hire you, how will you contribute to our company, etc. So, this kind of questions are asked by the interviewee by the interviewers. All such questions aim at finding out your strengths, your motivation to work, and your suitability for the job. You will usually be given a chance to ask any questions at the end of the interview. These questions are strongly encouraged since they allow the interviewee to acquire more information about the job and the company, but they can also exhibit. Exhibit means to show something. The candidate's confidence and strong interest in the company. So, after the interview, the interviewee is allowed to ask some questions from the to get information regarding any question from the interviewers, and this process shows the candidate's confidence and strong interest in the company. Though the interview process appears to be simple, it involves a lot of money on the part of the company. In fact, most of the companies want to select the candidates they are interviewing because they do not want to repeat the costly affair. So that gives the candidates an advantage as the panel interviewing them is keen to see them succeeding and not failing. So in order to ignore or prevent from the whole process of taking interview again, the members of the panel, they are keen to see the person who is giving interview to be successful and not failing. So if you do reasonably well and showcase your potential appropriately, the chances for success are much higher than those of failure. At the same time, the companies do not want to select a wrong candidate, as writing a wrong would result in further wastage of time, money, and energy on their part. So, in order to get rid of or in order to overcome all these things, they select a interviewee for the job. In many companies, therefore, you can observe that the duration of an interview is increasing, particularly for high ranked positions, and the interview process may involve analytical tasks, group activities, presentation exercises, and psychometric tests, besides the usual interaction between the candidate and the selection panel. So sometimes and in the present times, the duration of an interview is increasing, particularly for positions on high rank. Therefore, it is advisable to understand and be prepared because interviews are becoming grilling and challenging with the passage of time. Means an interviewee has to work hard or to be well prepared for the interview. Keeping the above mentioned facts in mind, the first thing you should do is to keep your resume updated and practice the frequently asked interview questions. These simple exercises can be very effective and can go a long way in getting the most out of your interview. So, when a person goes for an interview, he or she must keep his or her resume updated, and they should be well prepared for the interview by preparing questions for the interview. These simple exercises can be very effective and can go a long way in getting the most out of your interview. Broadly speaking, we can say that this is a three-step process which includes the following steps. Process of interview is in three steps. First is gathering information, second is establishing a rapport, and third one is closing and follow up. The interview process requires you to first gather information regarding the company where you are going to appear at an interview. So, according to the very first step of interview, a person should gather information regarding the company or organization where he or she is going to appear for an interview. It is essential for you to know the total turnover, the products and services, number of employees, its branches, work culture, and future plans of your prospective company. Prospective means the company in which you are going to do job in future. This will enable you to establish a quick rapport with the panel members. And finally, you need to be well prepared for the closing. It is possible that you might be asked to ask a question. Be ready with one and think about your closing remarks when the interviewers tell you that your interview is over. So, when your interview is over, be ready to ask a question and be prepared for it. You should be able to achieve four objectives at the close of the interview. And these objectives are: first one is make it clear that you want the job. Second objective is set the stage for the next step. Set the stage for the next step. Third is create a final good impression. Create a final good impression. And the fourth one and the last one is get an actual offer for the job. So, an interviewee should be able to achieve all these four objectives at the end of the or at the close of the interview. So, students, today we have completed this topic in which we have discussed the definition of interview and the process of interview. Tomorrow we will continue with our next lecture. Thank you. Thank you very much.